Hi. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
So, you ever get caught like in a
Oh.
nightfall and the
Uh.
boss is taken
Hot and
and then the burn is arc and then you want to like focus on the boss but the thrall keep multiplying and all of the thrall are shooting arc bullets like directly at your cheeks? At your cheeks. Remember Thor 1, like when he like got tased?
And Thor.
That was
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I was like, how dare you do that? I carry the might of the traveler. And that was like, that was just me.
And,
Hello there. Thank you for
hello.
being patient through the bonus stream. Talks were had, things were done, and potatoes were potatoed. My PS4 character is truly terrible. Just an abhorrent mess of just random just random mismatched weaponry on a
Potatoes.
character just wearing a mixture of blue and purple armor set to the backdrop of just I just can't sometimes, you know? I gotta
Yeah,
say, it was
okay.
fun. It was a lot of fun though. We had a good time. Destiny was discussed heavily. Nothing that we haven't already talked about, you know.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
grind is real. We were knocking around the refer a friend quest. Yeah, we finally
cool.
finished it. He got the Borealis. I got the Borealis as a drop inexplicably. So you're supposed to get that as a
cool.
reward for that quest, but somehow I got it as a drop. So hey, Kanye shrugs all around. Kanye shrugs.
Very. Kanye shrugs. Okay.
Are you ready to do some things? Boo boo boo.
I'm ready. I was just doing some.
Have
some
you been
strikes.
ready? And were you already on fish and
Yes.
spaghetti? Make this money, take this money, etc. Bad boy.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
something
okay.
like that.
Just making sure. Hey, I have to ask. You know, I cannot presume that there is a way you're gonna take this money. You know, I mean, hey, I'm just doing my due diligence. Okay. It's Arc Day. How do you feel about
Is
that?
it?
Yeah. For Solstice, it's Arc Day.
Oh, for solstice, yeah. But when you do the strikes playlist, it's
Oh
actually
shit.
void.
Well, I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter.
that's what I was gonna say. I
but-
mean, you can still get empowerment from Arc shit, but yeah, the strikes are void. That's fine. How many did you knock out? 'Cause you
I
know the
did
grind is
2,
real. You only did 2?
which, yeah, the grind.
All that
I did
time?
2. I have everything done. I did 2 strikes. Everything done except for my gloves, which needs 7 more strikes. 7 more
I'm
strikes.
surprised you weren't just playing strikes this whole time.
I was playing strikes. That was only 2. I did the Paramedian twice. believe it
I
or
would have
not.
left. I'm sorry, no. There's no way you the Pyramidion twice. No, man, that's on Mercury. No,
Yeah.
there's no way. Nope.
Yep. Yep. The first time, it was a bunch of noobs who didn't know how to do it.
That's why you don't do that.
The second time wasn't so bad. You know, the people who don't know where to stand, they don't know how to activate the little tower thingies. Like, come on! This could not be more simple at this point. Second time wasn't so bad.
I think that's your Stockholm syndrome talking.
My Stockholm syndrome?
as I was telling my as I was telling my good friend Omega Z, you know, we have been conditioned into expert speedrunners, playthrough optimizers,
Oh.
purveyors of advanced stratagems. Because we were talking about like armor.
Yeah,
We were talking
true.
about like armor efficiency and, you know, like being efficient with your bounties, like I like to say. Yeah, we were discussing that, and I was like, oh, you already know, man. If you're not doing at least 2-3 bounties at the same time, are you even doing it right? It's like, oh, this is a fusion rifle one. This is an arc one. This is a strike one. Well, then you better believe I'm hitting a strike with a fusion arc rifle.
Fusion
Gotta
or
do. Just
yeah,
equip
exactly.
your main ingredient.
Exactly.
Go to town. Go to town and back. Make it a round trip.
Mhm. Exactly.
I need like another 3
Always good to see
seconds
another
to
hero
pick
of
up
the
some
tower.
bounties, and I
This
will
was
be
made
right
for
with
you.
you on that invite.
Okay.
I'm deja vuing hardcore right now. The graphics are slightly better though, so I know I'm playing the Xbox version. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look pretty 1-to-1, but the checkerboarding is very obvious on PS4 because it's not in full 4K. Yeah, on
I see.
PS4 it's like 1440p upscaled, and little details like when you see cables or like wires hanging, you can see the stair stepping, and you can see a little bit of aliasing on some of the objects in the world. It'll stand
Interesting.
out to you if you've seen it on the One X. I don't think anyone would really notice otherwise, because I mean it still looks like Destiny, but you know, after you've seen it in full 4K, it's like, okay, I've seen this without any aliasing. Period. This hurt my eyes. Oh, and the load times might be slightly longer though. That might just be down to somebody's bad connection.
Possesses far more than this. Ready for
I love
I see.
Tuesday reset and picking up all this shite. Alright, I think I got everything.
Okay, good.
That was fun though. That was fun. Good times to be had always. Gave me it always gives me a nice little insight into what crossplay is gonna be like, because we're gonna be ecosystem hopping.
That should be interesting.
I just love the idea that I'll be able to take the same character and play it on any console I want. Like, there's no cross play, because that would just be bananas, but not entirely out of the realm of possibility. But there's
there's-
cross save, so at least you can take your same character and like I could play on PS4 with this character, or I could play on PC with it when I want to just make my eyes bleed with 60 frames of Destiny.
Your
I
eyes
mean, is there a finer
bleed.
way to go blind?
I don't think so.
You saw it. You saw what that game looked like at 60 frames. You saw me playing it. You saw that wide. You saw me crank up the field of view so wide that the screen just looked bigger because we could see more. Like, remember when I equipped the sword? That's so silly. You can
Yeah.
turn the FOV all the way up on PC, and it's like, geez, when you're carrying a sword, it's like the game is in IMAX. That just means, Bungie did their homework. Bungie and Vicarious Visions, who I think handled a good chunk of the porting duties. They were like, we're not just going to port Destiny to PC, because that would have been really easy to do. They were like, no, we're going to make a PC version of Destiny. And I gotta say, I really appreciate that. I gotta say, I really like that they did what they did when they did it. Alright.
Alright.
Joining now. Run around town, you're gonna feel this way. Sorry, I've been listening to a lot of Igor.
I need to do.
I don't know why. It was in rotation, then it kind of fell out of rotation, and then for some reason this week I just started listening to it again. Yeah.
Really?
I did the same thing with Flower Boy though, so maybe I just really like Tyler the Creator. But I really like Igor. I can't listen. You know what's weird about Igor? I can't listen to any of his tracks in isolation. I have to listen to at least 2 or 3 of them at once, because every song, like that little card I showed you that he put on Instagram, where he says, you know, you should consume it start to finish as like an entire experience rather than like try to pick out tracks or listen to it randomly. He's absolutely right. I have to agree with him, because there's such a narrative going through the album, and each song segues into each other so specifically that when I hear only one song, I feel like I'm doing the music a disservice. Like, I can't listen to Earthquake without following it up with what is it? I can't listen to Earthquake without following it up with I Think and Running Out of Time. It just sounds weird to me. Or at least I think Earthquake and I Think segue into each other so well. Like, it feels like they're part of the same track. You have to listen to Igor.
I know
you have to listen to Igor, dear. Earthquake is only the 2nd song on the album. It's so good, and it's barely a rap album at that. It's more like a soul R&B funk album with serious creative overtones, because he's doing all sorts of things. It's ridiculous. Okay, Herbie Hancock helped produce it. Had some fingers in there. Yeah. His growth as an artist has been remarkable.
Indeed, I like that. Yeah, he's definitely...
Love Tyler in 2019. Well, I feel like he would have either had to have adapted or sank, because he used to be extremely edgy. And if he had stayed that way, no matter how talented he is, it would have like been... So yeah. That's why with great power comes great response to Trust. Okay, you got to use your superpowers for good.
That's true. I think he realizes that.
Okay, so let's see. Orbs, yeah. Public events, sure. Strike playlist, don't even know what that means. Are those grenades? What the fuck? Playlist strikes, void orbs. Alright, I guess I'm using void.
I'm not surprised. Kate, you're up.
Whoa, wait, I'm not ready. I had a whole thing for this song guy. I had the charts and pictures. You know what? The one time I get it all that. Jeez, forget it. You know what? Just forget it.
I just got really sad.
Oh.
I just got really sad.
Oh.
Listening to Cade talk about how for once in the mission he finally got all his charts and briefs and actually prepared. And Zavala stole his thunder.
What are those Cabal doing out there? We need to get past the security door.
Have you been following any of the lore that's come out recently?
I'll be honest, I have not. I have not. Life has been putting up video after video, and I've just been consumed by other things. I really need to catch up. How has it been? Because I know, like, just from Season of the Drifter alone, he was mining that for content. So many things about the 9 and...
He was. Yeah, he did. But the more recent stuff is also pretty interesting. So the Emperor Kailash, there's this thing called the Chronicon, where the Emperor basically he tries to predict how the story of Earth will turn out.
Really? How many retcons have you had to make so far?
I mean, so many.
I can imagine. I can only imagine. Go on.
It's pretty interesting. He actually like predicts how the world's gonna end, and he says he mentions Cade 7.
What?
Yeah. Which, as Bife rightly points out, only outlines how much he
There's
really
an
doesn't
exhaust vent nearby,
understand
but I don't know how long you can
How
hang on to that thing.
Guardians and Exos.
I
work.
mean, Banshee's
Yeah.
up to 44. I know he's kind of the exception
Yeah,
to the
he
rule,
is.
but we do have a Banshee 44. Kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, true, but Banshee's not dead.
Nice work. That should take care of the barrier.
Touche. Banshee never lost his ghost at any point. You right.
Right.
You right, though. Oh no, I'm not wearing my Doom Tank. Oops. I was wondering why my super ran out so quickly. I need a second. I love your Hadoukens, but I'm gonna have to guilt trip you because you totally blocked my grenade. Crab ass.
Sorry.
Crab. Took us. Crab derriere.
A grenade.
That was a void grenade.
Hadoukens are very effective.
Yeah. I got the grenade that, you know, throws the line of fire on the ground. Where I come
yeah.
from, we call that DPS.
Aren't messing around. Think we've seen the last of them?
He's bound to have
That
more.
is indeed.
Insecure men tend to surround themselves with others like them.
Kate, anything to add?
Space Rhino.
Nope, she's totally right, which is why I work alone.
Hawthorne can it. Your bird vibrates.
Well, this looks familiar.
Yeah, I've heard a story about
Well,
the
they
old-
did fix
Unfortunately.
that. They fixed the vibrating
Unfortunately.
bird.
All
Yeah.
in their weird ship names. I think it was the Orobas Victura.
Yeah, that one.
It's like, yeah,
Son moved
really,
in after
really,
he
really,
went to the Los
really.
pasture.
Y'all have fixed the menagerie loot glitch in no time flat, but we lost the vibrating bird almost instantly. Like y'all couldn't wait. I like
That's
the
true.
vibrating Lucas. I still have that clip on my Instagram where I'm like flipping out.
Yeah.
Back into the ship we go.
I remember that.
I was like,
That
this is
pretty
the
funny.
bird.
Got a lot to answer
I
for.
lost it.
Be
That was the
thorough.
best.
No sign of Zahn. But that elevator's the only way forward. Forward and
I
up.
feel like they just need to put that
Well,
in
made
there,
an elevator
just
that
you
goes
know, as a
forward,
meta
and
joke.
they are inefficient.
Like if Destiny has a sequel and we end up running into Hawthorne, she'd say something like, "Oh, you know, Lucas learned a new trick. Show him, Lucas." And then Lucas just starts vibrating randomly. That'd be
That'd be pretty
fantastic.
hilarious.
That'd be like the ultimate in meta jokes. And you know, from the loot cave to other things, Bungie has already proven that they can be a really good sport about joking about, you know, whenever the game gets broken or whenever people break the game.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, I got a lot of mileage out of that super, but there's a lot of invisible fallen here, so no promises.
Okay.
I got everything up here, but we didn't kill something because the new tank isn't spawning.
Oh, it's probably because I'm not in your instance yet.
What? So,
I always get lost.
after
on
all
this
that
part.
balderdash I
Sorry,
said
my
about
bad.
us being speedrunners, you
That
done got
tension
lost
between
and
us and Brackus Zahn.
listen.
I think you should blow up the tank.
He's a master tactician.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Boulder Dash.
Kate is like Poe, okay? Listen. So, how do we defeat this thing? Okay, so we fly in and we blow it up, right? That's how we do it, right? It's like, well, not wrong, but
I mean, that's basically it. That's
it
basically
worked over 40 years ago. You just fly in and blow it up. What?
Oh.
All right, all right. It's time. Come on. Come on.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, somebody. Share your energy with me.
Uh,
Share it with me.
uh.
Where is it? Come on. Fusion.
There he is.
Thank you.
Brackus Zahn is here.
Try to
Now
grab
we're gonna
this
do
roller
this with no wipes. Guaranteed. 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 Watch. 0 wipes. We got this. Good lord, Hadoukens have landed. Brakazan has half health. What have we done?
All his health is gone.
He got like a quarter left. That was dope though. I've never seen him die that early, so they had to have just... They hit him with the plot armor.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, wait, stop. Did I show you that clip? When we did the, what is that one called when you're fighting the guy and the floor keeps disappearing? The inverted spire. We did the inverted spire and killed him on the first platform.
Oh, that.
Oh yeah, that was it. The only thing that could happen was the floor just dropped out entirely and put us straight to the bottom. He died in like 5 seconds. Never seen that happen until that day. All right, crab people. I got a full hammerhead. I got full supers. Brakazan's not going to make it up to his first tower. See what happens when you do the fusion dance? See? See?
Yeah.
I told you, dear. I got you. All right. I'm aiming up now. It's about to be an unbalanced mess up in here.
No.
Oh no, what? You know what? I'm not even gonna look because I have a feeling I already know. Not even gonna, no. Oh, that's that bullshit. He has full health.
We're here. End of the line.
He has full health. Hacks. Leet hacks.
Ah.
Leet hacks, that's how. Who gave him full health? No, you don't. Get back over here with that BS. Nope, get back over here. Nope. Not today, Satan. Kill him! Oh my gosh. Was I really the only person shooting him or hitting him? Well, we could have killed him. Yes. I'll say no. I was hitting him with melees. I saw.
I mean, you were hitting him and I was
What?
hitting him. Why do you automatically assume you're the only one doing anything?
When I am, I am. Don't strawman me.
Well, when you're not, you're not.
So what were you hitting him with? With silence?
With the same weapon I've
What's
been
the name of that
using,
weapon?
The Graviton Lamp. The Graviton Lamp?
Oh, great, great, great. Where's your void heavies?
What do you
Have any
mean?
Void heavy?
Oh, yeah, I do.
So you were hammering the boss with a secondary?
But I was, you know,
instead
from
of
a...
your void heavy? That's why he didn't.
Yeah, because from a distance, it's not as effective.
Listen, crab people. Killed Brakazan enough times before he can jump to know people are putting the grizzle on it, okay? The grizzle was not being placed. It was a light seasoning at that. Alright, I got my super again. It's time
Okay,
to
good.
smack cheeks. I can't believe we're still fighting. Alright, the Monarch is out. He's gonna die. As soon as he jumps back down here. Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, there he is! For the queen! For Rom! Oh, getting worried there.
Woo!
Take that, son.
Yay!
Sounds like I returned at just the right time. Excellent work, fire team.
Thanks, boss. It's by the book.
Where's your victory dance at? What's going on here?
Say flame turret.
Don't forget about
That
the
is a
signal
knife.
flares.
And that is seasoning.
Better put some seasoning on that shoulder. She knows. She knows. It's not an expert playlist unless you put that seasoning on the shoulder, okay? You gotta let them know. Gotta let them know. Don't know who they're dealing with, hon. Let them know. Who are they dealing with?
Seasoning?
That's the name of our team. We're Team Seasoning. Gordon Ramsay, the final boss.
Uh,
We're team seasoning, folks.
I mean, that would be pretty interesting.
That actually would be.
That would be pretty interesting.
I'm telling you, just you wait. The day I get that salt emote.
You don't have the salt emote?
Of all the ones I've got, I never actually got that one. Believe it or not. Oh shoot! I knew I was missing something. I had to pick up a core and I didn't. Bollocks. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? That was my fault.
You know what I would like? I would like that shoulder emote. It'd be pretty
You want the
funny.
coincidence?
Yeah, the coincidence.
What do they actually call this thing? I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called the synchronized dance or something like that. Wait, what's it called? Yeah, it's called the sync dance. That's what they call it. See, it says do it. Yep, it's like do it together. We need to do that. We need to just go into the tower one day and both of us do it at the same time and see how many people just walk up to us and start doing it.
Coincidence. Oh man, that'd be so funny.
I told you that dance goes with everything.
I can't believe they've done so many strikes.
Yeah.
All of the strikes.
This is grindy AF. I'm not gonna lie. Apparently, one of them was just so obscene that they actually cut it down. I think one of them was like you have to defeat bosses, or like the mini bosses in the EAZ, and it was like, oh, beat 100 of them, and people were like, what the fuck? Have you lost your damn mind? So I think they cut it down to 50. It was like, how many EAZ bosses am I supposed to fight? Like 100 of them? 100 of them, though. Boy, stop. You're trying to kill
really.
it.
Oh god, are we gonna fight?
So.
Yep.
Oh, Knocker. Oh, fuck, I hate Knockers. I hate. Alright, I do not hate. But if my main objective is. I don't hate any boss, really. Aside from. Nah, I don't really hate any boss, to be honest. But I hate when the objective is to just, burn through a bunch of strikes. When we get a boss that deliberately has phases, like Brakazan or the inverted or the Pyramidian boss with his stupid shields, or Zol.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
It's like I'm trying to speed run here. Why you gotta do this? Alright, we got this. We got this, though. Most of this is pretty easy to run through.
Yeah.
That name sounds familiar.
He's one of Oryx's sons.
The only wrinkle I really see is we're going to be fighting a bunch of Hive things.
And sought forbidden power.
Hive use a lot of Void, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
Samuel L. Jackson, just hold on to your butt.
Samuel L. Jackson said that?
Hold on to your butts. When he turned the power off or whatever, he told everybody to hold on to their butts before he hit enter. That was in the first Jurassic Park. He was the tech guy.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
Sam Jackson has been in so many things, you can be forgiven for forgetting one or two. That's a prolific man. He's just in things. Who is shooting that crystal? I saw you. I saw you. Look at you. Talking about nobody. You know what?
Is changing the physical properties of the surrounding rock.
Do you know what, though?
Organic growth is occurring. It's a spawning ground.
Jeez. The penumbral depths.
Yeah.
Can we name this place something else?
He's a necromancer, something extremely rare for the Hive. He can actually reanimate dead Hive. You're going to have to take them all out, permanently.
Yeah, boy. Get him.
Yeah.
Get him. Time to break up that party. Get him. Get them all. Oh no, it spawned on top of me. Yes, my super was still going.
Woo! Nice.
So, as I was saying on the last stream, because topics are my bag, I think Twitch is in the midst of a nervous breakdown.
A nervous
Yeah,
breakdown?
just the amount of bad press and weird controversies that have been surrounding the site recently have me, like, completely flabbergasted. You know, like I was telling my friend, I think at least 4 days out of this week, I have heard something new about Twitch that's like, oh, what? It's like, oh, one day, this girl says the N-word on stream. Doesn't get banned. Nobody says anything to her. She just brazenly, casually just drops an N-bomb. Whatever. Nobody cares. People have been banned for far less, but that's cool. Then there's the, you know, the Alinity, the girl that threw her cat on stream and also has footage of her giving her cat vodka. No bans, no action, no corrective action, even though it was pretty much picked up by the entire internet, including PETA, who called for a ban, and a tweet that got over 60,000 retweets and likes. But hey, it's all right. Then there was the whole breastfeeding debacle, where Twitch staff apparently decided that, hey man, it's okay to breastfeed on cam on Twitch. Why not? It's not against the TOS. Sure, do it. Then, when Ninja left Mixer, they've been, they seem to have taken on... Sorry, when he left to go to Mixer exclusively, Twitch has handled the situation like a jealous ex-girlfriend. First, they removed his verified badge on his channel, which is something that they don't even do to other creators who stream on other platforms. Like, PewDiePie openly supports and exclusively streams on Dlive. They didn't remove his verified badge. Other streamers that stream on Twitch, Lol Renene, who moved to Mixer, didn't take their verified badge. So they removed ninjas. That's one. And now when you go to Twitch TV/Ninja, it takes you to a splash page that says, we're sorry, that streamer is in another castle, but here are some other channels you can watch.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember, these are professionals, allegedly. So that leads us to today's debacle. So apparently, and given what I just told you, I think he's completely justified. Ninja's kind of pissed that Twitch is using his brand to promote other channels. Because if people are going to Twitch TV /Ninja, maybe presumably they're going to maybe watch some of his old videos, maybe, you know, check out what his channel used to look like, maybe see what he was like when, you know, in any case, it was his channel. So that on one front, he's pissed because they were basically using his brand to promote other channels on the service. But as it turns out, on said splash page, there was some hardcore pornography as the first video.
What? Oh my god, come on. So how did they select channels?
I have no idea. I mean, it was one video out of all the little ones, but like, one, how did hardcore pornography get on Twitch? And two, how did it get fed into this algorithm that immediately promoted it on Ninja's weird dead page?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
So that was today. And I'm just sitting here on the sidelines like, wow, you know, Twitch seems to be having a mental breakdown. Whether it's them not enforcing their rules properly or letting people on the site get away with God knows what if they do not possess an X chromosome. Now they're just screwing up on a scale unimaginable. Oh yeah, there was also that thing where a couple of left-leaning streamers just, you know, co-streamed the CNN debate and spoke about it with their audience. They all got banned for that.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's something in the TOS about not starting a discussion with your audience. And I'm talking
Twitch.
Popular streamers like
Kinda
Trihex and Destiny, and even I think Hassan Piker. Remember him from the Young Turks? He's a bit of a madman these days, but he streamed the debate and got banned for it. It was like, oh, okay. I guess we can't do this on Twitch. So yeah, Twitch has been having a bit of a meltdown this past month.
I thought the platform was famous. Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah. Bet Mixer and Dlive and YouTube Live are looking real good right about now.
Yeah.
People are just like, man, you know what? This is why I'm leaving Twitch, man. Let the thoughts have it. I was like, just let them have it at this point. It's over. I was like, damn. Like, its reputation could not be more eroded right now. They'd have to basically try at this point, because clearly, I mean... I just, wow. Yeah. Like, there's so much that needs to be done, honestly. They need a new moderation team that's not filled with betas and virgins. They need to actually enforce their rules across the board and not just to, you know, and not overlook their popular streamers simply because they make the site money. They need to really, really define their policies in a concrete way that stops people from skirting the rules at every chance they get. And great Googa Mooga. Like, you're not the YouTube of streaming. I mean, I know they have a huge foothold and they're practically synonymous with game streaming, but they're not exactly the YouTube of streaming the way YouTube is the YouTube of YouTube. They can be dethroned.
Right.
It is entirely possible.
Yeah, they can. I mean, there's so many alternatives. Like, it would be hard to create a YouTube alternative.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, they got that locked. Unless you have the infrastructure or resources of Mountain View, you really don't stand a chance, to be honest. You can't pay your creators what YouTube can pay them. You can't get the same kind of advertisers. They truly have a monopoly on that. And that's because, I mean, shit, unless Jeff Bezos decides to make a YouTube alternative, I don't see it.
Yeah,
exactly. He already owns Twitch.
Have to be a large...
And he technically already owns Twitch.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
I don't know. I hope that billion. I hope those. How much did they pay for Twitch? I think 2 or 4 billion.
I think they paid 2 billion.
Yeah, it was definitely 2 billion.
Twitch.
It was in the billions. Yeah. But I mean.
Yeah.
If they don't do something soon, they are going to lose a lot of people because Ninja is only the first person. What if they get Dr. Disrespect? What if they get Tfue? I'm serious. Like, what if they get him? That would be a serious power move. Dr. Disrespect averages between 25,000 and 40,000 viewers a stream. He's super popular, just like Ninja is.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Ninja walked away from millions, okay? Millions. It was like estimated that like every day he streamed, he was making anywhere like around like 500K. Every single time wow. It's ridiculous. And he left Twitch for Mixer. Can't say that was entirely motivated by money, because if it was about money, he would have just stayed at Twitch.
Mars is safe for now.
Yeah.
I know Microsoft has deep pockets, but hey, I mean, he was getting banked here. Like for
he was, but you know, I'm sure they made it worth his while to do that.
Dude was so heavily promoted that people got annoyed one day when Twitch was promoting. Remember when he hosted the New Year's Eve celebration or whatever? People got genuinely annoyed when that was an actual ad on the site. Because it's like, really? Does he really need commercials on Twitch? Like, why don't you give that spot to somebody who needs it? But yeah.
Well, Because they are not trying to give anything to anybody.
Well, no, I mean,
They're trying to highlight the person who they think is most popular that will keep people on the
I
platform.
get that, but I would argue that if you're on the platform, you know who Ninja is. It's Twitch advertising Ninja to Twitch. Like, what? That's what I mean. Like, if Twitch was going to do commercials promoting its popular streamers, don't limit it to Ninja. Promote other people then. Because clearly Ninja does not need the help. He was on a tail. I mean, his subscribers did like level off after a bit, but that Drake rub got him some serious shine. That was a major thing. Remember that when he was playing Fortnite with Drake? I think
Yeah.
his subscribers went up the most they've ever gone up in his entire streaming career. I think he went up like 200,000 something followers that day, which is obscene. That's a lot
That's
of people.
crazy.
in a day.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough, dear. It wasn't enough. Okay, it wasn't enough. Now his blue hair is on the blue-colored streaming website, and meanwhile, Twitch is just
It's
yeah,
on the
and
blue.
Twitch
color.
can't seem to stop squawking and flailing. I wonder what's gonna happen tomorrow. I mean, it's
I
only a
know.
matter of time before the breastfeeding fetishists invade the site, because somebody at Twitch is too naive to think that that won't be a distinct possibility. I mean, people already come through for ASMR and to watch girls dance. Now you're gonna allow breastfeeding? All right, open the floodgates. That's not a fetish. No, not at all. Pride goeth before the fall.
I mean, they just need like a solid strategy and clear rules that apply to everyone. Like,
I
it's
mean,
not
here-
that hard.
It's not. And they had that. They had that. Before the
Welcome to Operation
before the
Stormcloak
great
Guardian.
Y
They've taken what
chromosome
weapon
apocalypse,
even without their king to lead
they
them.
did enforce their rules
They've
across the
occupied a
board.
water processing
They
plant
did treat
nearby,
everyone
and their very
equally.
presence is poisoning the environment.
They did.
To confirm what they're doing.
And then
Evaluate and
a
Okay, so
certain
what
breed
happened?
of streamer
Oh,
rose
yeah,
up on the site
environmental
and
damage.
started
Bad
superseding
for you
all the
squishy
rules.
types.
It's so funny to think of a streamer like Pink Sparkles now. Like, Pink Sparkles seems so quaint compared to all the shit that's going on the website now. To think when cleavage and a game window that was entirely thumbnail
Hey, team,
sized
we found
were
a
the
tick
biggest
in blood.
problems
It's doing all kinds of crazy things to the
that
water
anyone
and
could
the
think
soil.
of when it came to,
They
you know,
haven't been
low
this
effort
aggressive since
streaming.
the Dreadnought menaced the system. Since Oryx.
Yeah.
Being ready for anything.
Like, well, to think that was to think that got people angry back in the day. It's like I'd take that now
I know.
over this.
All the muck
It was
cleared
a
up. The soil and water
taste of
seem
things to
fine.
come, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Then we know how to beat this.
It was kind of naive, I guess, to think that she would exist in isolation, because once the other, you know, I don't even know what to call them, because I'm just gonna say something mean. But once the other ones realized that this was actually a viable thing you could do, the invasion began. And once they added the just chatting section, they didn't even need to pretend to play video games anymore, because they could just sit there on camera. I remember when Amaranth used to play Just Dance and pretend to play Fortnite. And when Pink Sparkles would pretend to play League of Legends.
They would
Because
pretend to
Twitch
play
was
the
a gaming
game.
website, so you had to be playing something in order to be streaming. Back when it was primarily gaming focused, yeah, you had to be playing something. But yeah, now we have just chatting and ASMR, which different strokes, I guess.
Yeah. I don't really get that
Apparently,
at
it's
all.
soothing to people.
But hey. Yeah, no, I know. I've heard that a lot of people find it
It's also
soothing,
a fetish.
but I don't really get it. But okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at. It's like, yeah, I guess it can be kind of soothing,
also a
but from what I
Like
see.
when you
Yeah.
see 30 subs,
We're making
Fortnite
good progress,
ASMR,
but taking energy
okay?
readings are still off
And
the
she's
charts.
dressed up like a Fortnite character and whispering into a plastic
The Cabal
ear while
hurt us,
stroking
guy,
something
but
vaguely
the Taken
dildo-shaped.
could
It's like,
ruin
alright,
the DZ forever.
clearly you
end
do not
to
have your
this.
eyes closed, and you're not listening to these sounds to relax. Pretty sure your eyes are wide open. Lord. So I think the tail end of
You
this.
know, maybe I sound like a crazy
I
old.
feel like I sound like a
person.
crazy old man. I was just yelling at a
Whatever.
cloud for 5 minutes about Twitch.
This place is old.
Sky's the limit.
Good thing we can't get
Go on.
tetanus.
Go on, have
This
at you.
facility provided water for many generations. If
I mean-
nothing else but principle. I'm glad
Kind of
you're
miss the
reclaiming
days
it.
when you could just have your fetishes and I didn't have to know about it.
You know, that was inevitable.
Like you would go to a specific place where your fetishes were cool and just hang out there. I mean, you know, that sounds really.
It kind of sounds terrible. I think what you're saying is not so much I miss the time when people kept their fetishes to themselves. I think you missed the time when if you went to a gaming streaming site to watch gaming streams, that you also did not have to duck and dodge porn or softcore porn. Like, if you went to
Yeah.
a gaming site, you knew you were looking at gaming, you knew you weren't going to accidentally stumble into a pool stream.
Right.
What is a pool
I mean,
stream?
that is what I'm saying.
The fuck is a
I
pool
don't
stream?
know,
She was like,
but,
she was like 50 subs. It's a pool stream. You know what the pool stream was? Her sitting in the pool talking to her viewers with a
What?
bikini on. And I'm like,
Uh,
all right, this is content.
sure.
If I did a pool stream, I'd probably get banned. It's a sad reality.
Hey guys, I'm at a pool, hanging out,
Got my banana hammock on.
full dangle.
Not full dangle. I mean, come on, let's not be egregious here. They don't allow nudity. I mean, well, they don't allow nudity. At least in theory. You know what's so funny? I noticed a weird normie backlash. No, I noticed a weird normie backlash because some sex workers took umbrage with the fact that Mixer has very strict guidelines around clothing and what is appropriate and not appropriate. And the women's section is exceptionally detailed when it comes to what is and what isn't acceptable. And people were like, oh, this is draconian. Oh, this is sexist. Oh, I'm uncomfortable with how many rules there are for women. And all I could do is sit there and go, okay, well, in the grand scheme of suggestibility when it comes to dress, I think there's far more nuance that needs to be considered with women's clothing than there does with men's clothing. So maybe that's why the women's section is more detailed. I mean, I'm a dude. One of the rules, like, for example, one of the rules is that you can't wear a tube top and have the camera up to your collarbone. Like, you have to have a full shot if you're gonna wear something like that. That does not sound unreasonable to me.
Right,
Because a
okay.
tube top shot above the collarbone looks like nudity. Again, this is nuance that I don't think men have to deal with because our clothes don't work that way. And being shirtless as a guy on Twitch is not
okay.
allowed. Before anyone says anything about Nipplegate, you cannot be shirtless as a dude on Twitch, even if you're doing a workout stream. So, yes.
Oh, you have
or
to
at
wear a
least
shirt.
tank top, you know, not spaghetti straps, but a tank top. And I'm like, I get it. But again, I mean,
okay.
I feel like someone on Mixer staff knows exactly what happens at Twitch, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna try and avoid all of that because trying to enforce weird, ambiguous rules is what's gotten them into the pickle they're in. I think we're going to be very specific with what we allow and don't allow.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do not take
Right.
umbrage with this at all. My answer, as a matter of fact, is if you
Taken
genuinely
energy
take
is
umbrage
spiking.
with this, go stream on
This is
Twitch,
it.
because at least there you know you can get away with it. If that's what you really want to do.
Yeah.
But don't grill Mixer for having very detailed and specific rules that took nuance into account, because our clothes are not the same.
I don't know. I think it's annoying that that's the thing people want to focus on.
Of all things.
I mean, if there were no rules for guys at all, then it would be kind of effective. Plus, to your point, I understand why there are less rules for guys, okay? I don't think the idea is...
Yeah, no. Like, they're not sniping women. They know that there are a lot of loopholes. They know that there are a lot of loopholes that people
Zavala,
can crawl
the taken
through.
leader is down for the count.
So
Surprise of the day.
you have to be
he was
thorough,
Red Legion.
unfortunately.
Impossible.
Mhm.
Oryx is long dead.
Yeah.
There's no one left to take.
And again, why would
Ikora was
anyone even
telling me
take
about a
umbrage with
hive
that?
tome
Like, I
called the
just
Book
don't
of
get it. Like,
Sorrows.
do you, I
That
mean,
Oryx has sisters.
does
Both
your
dealt with
content,
taken on Io.
like, not that,
I'll
does
consult
your
to
content
about this.
specifically
In the meantime,
need, like, you
excellent
to be
work.
wearing, like, a
All
bra
of you.
or a sports bra if you're not doing a workout stream? Or, like, do you need, like, does your content rely on this? Does it affect your channel or your audience? Maybe it'll affect your audience. But what kind of audience are you trying to cultivate here? One that likes your tops or one that likes your gameplay and personality? I feel like you're losing the narrative if that's the one thing you took umbrage. Like, really? Really? No, that's called Microsoft dodging a
Yeah,
bullet.
I know.
That's what that's called. So that they don't wake up one morning to a headline that someone found porn on Mixer.
I mean, that's just them being clear about what they do and do not want on the platform.
Yeah. And just like Twitch, they honestly push primarily to an audience of preteens and older. But it starts with preteens. You only need to be 13 to make a Twitch account and stream.
Yeah.
You need to be at least 13. That's it. So, the bar is there. It exists. This is going to be very interesting. To be honest, you know, that all of that having been said, I think the next few months are going to be very interesting for not only Twitch, but the whole streaming market in general. I would say it's still fairly young, to be honest. I mean, we've always had streaming services and platforms. YouTube's had it forever, but no one actually used it. Twitch kind of put this on the map as a viable form of content and livelihood. So now that that idea is mainstream, it's going to be interesting to see how, like, what the landscape's going to look like even a year from now.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
What do you think? NAS Exodus. Retro
From
Gaijin
Twitch?
signs exclusive deal with Mixer. Oh, I'd lose it. He's really popular. I like him.
I mean, it depends on what they actually, how they really move forward. If they continue to do what they've been
So the
doing,
following
then
cracked open the Exodus Black. Failed
Yeah.
on the edge, as well as cranky.
we might see
Meanwhile,
more.
I'm
We'll
over here
definitely
thinking
see
about how
more
much cool
of
new
that.
tech might be in there.
They need to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate your concern, Cade Unit.
They just...
Thank you, Captain.
I feel
My
like their
arc
biggest
betrayal
problem
arc
is their
pulses
moderation
denote their
team,
mutiny.
because
Guardian.
just
Operation Piccolo. is
there's
in
too
the
much
works.
that does go on, there's too much that doesn't go on. And honestly, the way the site is set up at present, it's designed, I mean, I feel like by design, it's really skewed towards popular
Fallen
streamers.
left us another trail. We'll find them.
Like, if you get popular, they'll keep you popular. but there's nothing really there that's to support organic growth on the platform. Like, I've been to Twitch's recommended tab, and I always see the same few channels. I never see anything off the wall. I never see anything interesting. They don't really have anyone curating new channels or an algorithm that'll promote, you know, streams that don't have a lot of views. So it's like, all right, well, Mixer somehow figures that out, or Dlive.
I've narrowed down a location. Let's go.
Screech.
Interesting.
I still love Mixer because of it has great community features.
It has good, but then in terms of usability, it's just really simple.
You got great features. Like, I love the co-stream feature. Love that whenever we stream on Mixer, you can see both of our screens, like an old school split screen. Sometimes I'll pop in, I'll look at your window, you know. But we'll see, we'll see. I mean, now that Microsoft considers the Xbox a platform instead of a console, they have a lot of avenues to promote it now.
Captain, may I speak with you privately?
And if the Switch makes it to Xbox Live, Switch streams on Mixer. I mean, there's already some, but it would be even more.
Wrecking the ship, scavenging my circuits for parts.
That would be interesting.
Oh, this weird ass subculture. Stop. Alright. Exodus Crash isn't that bad, but...
No, and we're already at... Only need like
the
one
only
more.
annoying part is gonna be, you know, we gotta defend Ghost for a little bit, but... Like this part right here, because you gotta stand in place while Shanks try and get your cheeks.
Yeah.
Let's see. In slightly other news, okay. The ESA has finally stopped dragging their heels, probably because the FTC was breathing down their necks, and has struck out a deal with the major publishers to disclose the success rate of loot boxes in games moving forward.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
it's like it's putting a band-aid on a leaky dam. If you really want me to be honest, it's like trying to repair a dam by sticking a band-aid on it.
Take what you do for granted again.
And I'm not even talking like the hardcore band-aid that would take off some of your skin. I'm talking like the ouchless. Okay? It's the ouchless band-aid of solutions. Because the problem is not knowing the freaking success rates of the stupid things. The fact is that they're in there, and the way games are modified to promote their use and sale, thereby taking advantage of people who are susceptible to this kind of thing, and children who do not have the life experience or value system to know otherwise. You know, when the ESA says, oh, well, you know, we put it on the box now, and it's not put on the box that there are loot boxes in the game, but there's instead a blanket statement called in-game purchases. That's what they put on the back of the box now. In-game purchases.
Yeah.
Which is so vague and nebulous that it deliberately does not address loot boxes.
I mean, that could be anything.
It could be a costume. An emote in Destiny is an in-game purchase. Why would you even attempt to conflate that with a loot box? That's not the same thing.
Let's see what those darn fallen are up to, huh?
You know? A consumer advocacy group
Yeah,
just
I
flipped out and
mean-
dunked on them. Because it's crazy how much they want to preserve this status quo. I know it's the most profitable endeavor the industry has ever come up with, but it's also exploitative and wrong. Especially the way they've implemented them.
Yeah.
I mean, how many kids need to empty their parents' bank accounts with random games before they get it?
The path opened up again. I've locked onto a second array of pulses. Let's grab them.
How many gambling addicts have to accidentally discover that they spent over 5 figures on a game? You know? And it's like now, only because now the FTC is looking into it and they have like a little bit of a loot box tutorial on their website, they're like, oh shit. All right, the government's looking into it again.
Oh,
Let's do something quick. Okay, we can disclose the rates. That's not going to change anything, hun. That's not going to change. That's not going to change a damn thing. If you're going to buy a loot box, you're going to buy a loot box. Seeing that it has a 0.1% probability of dropping you something is not going to stop the motivated from going, well, there's always that 1.1.0000001%. I mean, it's like Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance. That's all they need to hear.
Can you hear me now? I'm back.
But I killed the feed.
I
How did you
mean,
do that?
it kind of
I'm the
skirts
best.
the
Is how.
the core
Yes,
of the issue.
deliberately, and they know it, or else they
Let's go.
wouldn't be specifically and deliberately skirting it in that way. And now, as Jim Sterling, thank God for him, so rightfully pointed out,
How you holding up,
now
buddy?
you've got companies like
I've played for the best
Activision
for centuries.
who
You
will
blew my
release a
cover.
game,
Now the Fallen are inside my ship,
wait a
tearing
few
it
months
apart.
after it's been out, and gotten all of its positive reviews and already been classified by the
Ghost?
ESRB,
How you holding
and
up,
then
buddy?
they'll add the microtransactions in later. Just last month,
Oh, ew.
players of
Yep.
Crash Team Racing were very surprised to find out that their remaster of a 2-decade-old game suddenly had microtransactions in it. Why does Crash Team Racing have microtransactions?
I don't
They-
know. That seems like a weird
And they
thing.
even advertised it on the back that it wouldn't. They were like, no, you know, you unlock carts by earning the Wumpa Fruit. Just like in the original, you earn the Wumpa Fruit, you unlock the new tracks and characters. But now you can buy Wumpa Fruit. Because why play the game you paid for?
Wow.
So, and like he said in his video today, he's like, okay, so you've got the ESA bending over backwards to help you skirt the rules, and now you're skirting the rules that they put in place to skirt the rules.
Captain, Ghost,
Like, can we agree
I want to thank you again for doing this.
that
I'm sure the damage
maybe,
feels worse
just
than it
maybe,
is.
the games industry cannot regulate itself? It's trying, however sloppily, and it still can't do it.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because I would never have advocated for the government to step in. But, I mean,
Hey, but maybe
yeah,
that's what needs
at this
to happen.
point,
at
that
this
seems
point.
like that's what needs to happen. From surprise mechanics to surprise microtransactions, literally from Activision themselves. It seems that we just can't escape it. I feel sorry for people that play Madden. The game is a loot box hive these days. Used to be back in the day, you could just build a roster of players, play the season mode, recruit players like normal, you know? Now that's all microtransactions. You get players out of loot boxes. How do you build your dream team with players from loot boxes? They went into the
It's just random people.
guy, he went to go customize his character. They had like 3 outfits and like 3 haircuts. The rest were microtransactions. Somebody in the comments very rightfully pointed out that when
Oh
Madden
my
was on
God.
PS2, you had over 200 customizations to choose from. It's like, well, this loot box thing, it's it. You're gonna have the government is gonna be subsidizing these things, if not outright banning them.
I don't think we're
We
alone.
learned the wrong lessons from the mobile market, hun. I blame Candy Crush for this. King started printing money, and AAA was like, how do we do that? Activision was like, well, first we're gonna buy King. And then the first leg of the strategy is to buy that company outright. And then we're just gonna integrate this stuff into every game imaginable. I gotta say, I love Mortal Kombat 11, but unless I'm like labbing or building up my skill set, I don't play it casually. No.
Really?
I mean, I play it, like I said, I'm labbing. Whenever I play it, I'm either labbing or I'm just like trying out, you know, some new stuff. But like, because unlocking things in that game feels so arduous. And even though the game doesn't have microtransactions, so to speak, like not literal microtransactions where you can buy your way to all the content, it's structured like a mobile game.
Yeah.
And I can't play it. Like, there are costumes and skins in the game that rotate in the game, in the in-game store on a timer. There's like 5 different kinds of currency that unlock different kinds of things. The crypt is completely randomized.
Yeah.
It's just exhausting to think about. Like, I just want to play it and unlock things. All of this other stuff is just detrimental to the experience of playing it. Why is it set up like this? It's like, I get that engagement is the new carrot.
I don't know. It's a little sad.
Engagement and retention is the new carrot that publishers try to dangle in front of us, because that's why everything is turning into like live services instead of just games that begin and end. Because they don't want to sell you the game. They want to keep you playing it for a year and hopefully monetize it so that you're willing to turn it into a hobby and spend copious amounts of money on it. And it's like, even without loot boxes, this design is not sustainable. You know, I have Destiny. I don't need Mortal Kombat 11 to be life. I shouldn't have to feel like I have to check in on Mortal Kombat 11 every day just because I want a certain noob Cybot skin. That's crazy talk. In a game with like 30-something characters, 5 costumes go on rotation every day. What's the probability that you're going to find the one you want for your character?
Hello? Fire Team Piccolo, can you hear me?
I've had the game since it came out, Jessica. I still don't have that noob Cybot costume, okay?
Operation
I still don't have it.
What?
Hun, either I missed it on the day it appeared because I don't play Mortal Kombat 11 every day.
No one gets left behind, Piccolo. No one. Stand by for rescue. I'll break those bullets myself.
Yeah.
Aw.
The FTC is about to have a field day, especially when they start looking further into this. I need to tweet them and tell them to play Need for Speed Payback. Like, hey, how about this part of a racing game where you have to spin a literal slot machine in order to get a random chance at obtaining a car part? It's a literal slot machine. All right. You get me. They thought they were being cheeky by setting the game in Vegas. That's not cute, EA. That's not cute. I know the game is set in Vegas, but it didn't have to be a literal slot machine. You know what? The cheek. The cheek.
I know.
Of it all.
That's pretty
I know it is.
crazy.
Apparently, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is actually good now. It took 2 years.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, it's actually good now. It's not a loot box casino anymore. And it has a bunch of content now too. I don't think they're gonna make a third one. Call me crazy, but even with the Rise of Skywalker coming out this year, I don't think they're gonna make another Battlefront game. I feel like they know deep down inside that it's over. The well is poisoned. That franchise is dead now. They had 2 chances. But Jedi Fallen Order does look nice, to their credit. It's the only EA game I think I'm actually looking forward to. Yeah, Cameron Monaghan as the main character. Forrest Whitaker and his lazy eye in 4K. It's an open world adventure game set in the Star Wars universe. They made it look like Uncharted you know what? They made it look like Uncharted at E3, but apparently that wasn't representative of what the game's actually like. Apparently, you have a ship that you build on, and you can go to any planet at any time and do any mission you want. And as you progress through the game, you add to your character almost in like RPG-like fashion, and gain abilities that help you explore the world even further. So it's got like a Metroidvania kind of vibe going, and it's set, you know, in this early Star Wars universe. So there's lots of opportunities for lore building, and I was like, oh wow, why didn't you guys show that at E3? I was like, why'd you make it look like Uncharted? Did you get cold feet?
True.
Did you think that people wouldn't like it if you told them it had depth? Because everybody's #1 complaint about the game at E3 was that it looked like it didn't have much depth. People were like, man, the Sword Titan looked better in The Force Unleashed. The Force powers look weird. Oh, look, he's running on a wall. Like, the cynicism levels. Yeah, see, like, that's what I mean. The cynicism levels were peaking. If they'd shown it off as being a third-person action-adventure Metroidvania, people would have lost their shit.
But she can be saved.
I would have.
She will try to kill you. Much as you might like to do the same, you must spare her.
But
her will is not her own.
But we will see, dear. The game industry's will is apparently not its own. Oh, I'm dead. I broke a leg. Y'all be cheating with them graviton lances. Just you wait. Cheaters.
How am I cheating?
I'm just being salty because mine isn't infused. Don't mind me. Yeah, I'm just hitting you with the sodium. I took the sodium pill.
Oh dear. Sodium is not good for you.
Only if you play. I mean, it is if you play sweaty. That way you don't retain the water, you know.
Way to work that metaphor.
I tried.
Ah! Oh jeez.
There's the first fall of the
Wow,
stream.
yeah.
Actually, that's probably like the 5th, right?
No,
I think I heard you go when we were on Lake of Shadows. I'm pretty sure I heard it.
No.
No? Alright.
No.
My shoulder disagrees. My shoulder takes umbrage with your recounting of the events.
Oh no. We gotta wait for our friend.
Oh, we do? I just jumped through the portal once I saw you. Whoops. Ah, it feels so good to be using the Monarch again.
He's back.
I was playing on PS4, dear. I was using the Trinity Ghoul. Good lord. You know, any other bow? Yeah, it's the bow and arrow that shoots 3 arrows at once.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Don't use it in Crucible. You'll start to hate it. It's really alright.
Really?
The weapon is fun at a half draw and at a full draw, but in order for it to be any sort of useful, you kind of have to full draw it. And the fact that it has a 3-arrow split means that if your aim is slightly off, they may get hit with 2 of the arrows, or maybe just 1 of the arrows. Or if you're unlucky enough to have someone in your face, the arrows very limply just hit the ground in what I have dubbed a literal impotence metaphor. Because that's what it looks like. If you try to fire the Trinity Ghoul without drawing it, you just see 3 arrows just go. It's sad. Somebody save those arrows. They need hymns.
Watch out.
I felt really bad. Like, there's a guardian in my face. I just hit the right trigger and it went. And I feel like we both had a moment where he looked at me like, really? And then he shotgunned me in the face with good bone structure. And I was like, yeah, well. I thought that would work. You know. I get a participation trophy for at least trying. Like,
I
Can I
mean,
get a
you
thank you,
got
come again,
something.
a poo style, like nothing? No, a shotgun to the face is my prize? Alright. Sure. So yeah, I was Trinity ghouling the entire time because it's the only bow I have on PS4 aside from the Vow. These other two guys here are running around with their shields intact. Can y'all start hitting them with the balls? Can you put them
I'm
nuts
working.
on their chin? Okay? Can we make them extra vinegary?
Okay, one of them's down.
Can we put them nuts on your chin? Can we do it?
I think there's only one
I'm
left.
happy to have given you
let's see.
a new
Oh,
favorite
never mind.
fitness
You
channel.
can.
It's like
Yeah,
40%
I like him
of
a
what I
lot.
consume
He's
on
funny.
YouTube, so you got to get in there. He's great. He's too good. I think I found him because of his Brittany Dawn videos.
Yeah, the Brittany Dawn videos are pretty
Oh, yeah.
good. I mean, it's always fun whenever an annoying YouTuber explodes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Especially if
And she was
especially
very
if they're like an
annoying.
Instagram influencer, because I feel like the entire nature of that
Yeah.
business is smoke and mirrors and BS. So when they
Yeah,
actually
for
manage
sure.
to cultivate a massive following, oh man, it is even more satisfying. Just feel like playing that meme song. Why you always lying? Listen. Oh my god. 'Cause I feel like that's like half the job. I think of all the fitness personalities I've ever seen promote a skinny tea, you know, or a routine, and I think, wow, it was more widespread than I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
Like here,
just
take this diuretic cocktail, lose 5 pounds in a day. Like, yeah, then eat something and watch it all come back, because that's just water.
what the? Fuck?
Yeah, don't forget,
Oh,
there's a
that's
Techian like
messed
having a
up.
seizure, so we're just gonna keep getting slapped between the Ascendant plane and the real world.
Well, that's fine, except I had just popped my super and it absorbed my entire Nova Bomb without doing any damage. Like, right as she switched us over to the Ascendant realm, my Nova
Sorry.
Bomb was gone.
Oh, that sucks. That happened to
That's
me.
messed up.
That totally happened to me once. I think I did. What was I doing? Oh, I was in the middle of a thunder crash. And suddenly the ogre that was in front of me was no longer in front of me because I was in the Ascendant plane. Is that guy AFK or something?
I
I'm
don't know
dead, by
what's
the way.
going
You're
on.
last.
I know, I just had to
There's a
get the
Shrieker,
ogre.
2 Shriekers, 3 Shriekers. Oh, God. Shriekers and Voidburn. Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, no!
Yep.
Oh,
I don't think we got a wipe because this dude is supposed to be reviving and he just hasn't. Alright, I think he just got booted for inactivity. Yeah, he was totally AFK. His
Yeah,
mom
I'm
was
back.
probably screaming at him.
okay.
You know, that's
Oh.
one thing I don't miss from the old Xbox Live. When voice chat was just open. You could clearly hear someone screaming at their mom to give them 5 more minutes. It's a raid and you can't pause it.
I can't
I've
pause
actually
it.
borne witness to that quite a few times during raids. 'Cause I mean, when during a raid you can't help but hear them. Because nobody does a raid with no mic. So, like this one guy, he was really good
Yeah, that's
too,
true.
but his mom was like, "Nah, son, get off that thing." We were just all kind of incredulous, like, "Oh no, damn it, no, we're gonna have to LFG somebody." No. He was a squeaker, but he was a good squeaker. Crap. Alright.
Alright.
No, no, feed me some sugar. You gonna let this be just old man Lucien rants? I've been yelling at these clouds all stream.
Yelling at well. What did I think was interesting today? Did you hear about Simone Biles?
I heard she won again. CNN has the most unflattering picture of her in the thumbnail, and I'm like, why did y'all do that to Simone?
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta screenshot it for you. It's obscene.
Apparently,
it looks like she stepped on a tack mid-routine. It's horrible. It's a horrible thumbnail. I'm sorry, go on. Do that to a champion.
Well, she won the championship for the sixth time. And she was the first person ever to do a I forget what they're called. It's like a triple double flip. It looks crazy. I wish I could do it. It's like a 3 flips and then like 3 turns in midair before landing. It's like, is that even like normal? Like, how are humans able to do this?
Yeah, the answer is that they're not humans.
Guardian down.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's Simone Biles. So yeah, that's kind of that was kind of the most interesting news I saw today. I don't know where to go. I think I need to be down there, but
if it seems like you're headed in the right way, you know, chances are you probably are. I mean, when there's only one place to go, you know, and that place is down, hey, ball with the rest of us. I'm gonna have to look up that move though. How did Caitlyn Ohashi do? Did she go there? I like her. She's got 2 and legs. Yeah.
Caitlyn Ohashi?
She was really prominent, like maybe a few years ago, and then she had to quit. She had to stop because of an injury.
I don't remember her.
She what college is she from? USC, I think. She's ridiculous though. She's really good, but she had to stop because of an injury and took her out of the game for a while. That, and she's differently proportioned than a lot of gymnasts, so she had, of course, her own round of, you know, people saying their crud about her, but she made her comeback this year. Yeah, I'll send you a link. There's this really good video.
Oh.
There she is. Let's bring her back to the light. Guardian down.
Oh. You could He's just. Alright, I'll check it out. I don't think I've ever heard of her. Did she... That's interesting. How is she proportioned that's different from everyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Did you hear what I said?
Hold on!
Okay, jeez.
Watch that debris.
Well, okay.
She's escaping.
Okay, so, Hun, what do you think I mean? She's not rail thin. What does that mean when someone says a gymnast doesn't have a typical gymnast body? It means they're not rail thin.
Well, I don't know. Gymnasts are
Extremely thin.
usually...
And figureless.
Well, Simone Biles
Biles
is
is
not
black.
extremely thin.
Don't. Oh, that
Okay.
doesn't mean anything.
Well, no. Well, okay. I see what you're saying. So she's American? Oh, yes. You said she went to USC. I'm sorry. 'Cause most of the... I mean, dear, gymnasts have six-packs.
Oh yeah.
So they're not usually super thin. They're
Boo-boo,
usually really
abs
short.
Our abs are having low body fat. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta have low body fat to show them. So yeah, that's atypical. But you know, she has legs. That's all. She has legs. She has very large legs.
Okay.
She's like a gymnast Chun-Li.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
imagine that, you know, in that world, you get, you know, where things are already very tense and emotionally fraught, that a dose of body shaming probably doesn't help your brain.
I look
Yeah,
her
she's
up.
awesome. She is quite good, quite dedicated to the craft.
Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Ah.
Guardian down.
Yeah, I just got hit by a rock. What are you doing over there?
I'm idling.
Guardian down.
Thank you.
I broke my oath. I broke it all. She knows everything. Ruin. Thank you.
One second.
Hello, what are you doing?
The
up
mission
there?
is
Are you
over
playing
and
this
your
or
game
not?
is paused. What? I can't look at my inventory? You can let me be silent for 30 seconds. I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Okay, I guess not.
Digesting, murderer, killer, come killer. I return the faithful.
Okay.
Guardian down.
So remember that thing I said about how, like, when I'm quiet, everything dies? That's a lot of pressure. Thank you. In my defense, I mean, I was going non-stop for an hour and 20 minutes. You could help. I mean, shit. There's 2 of us here. Remember that thing I said about how, like, when I go quiet, everything kind of dies? I mean, is an hour and 20 minutes of me constantly talking not enough? Dance, monkey, dance,
I was talking
said
to
the
myself
audience.
for a minute there, and then I decided maybe that didn't make sense.
It's helpful.
So where did you go? What happened?
Why? Why do I always have to explain myself?
Well, because I was talking to you, and then you disappeared.
What did you say?
Ugh, never mind.
What did you
nothing.
say? Was it a question?
Well, at first I was talking about gymnastics.
What did you say about gymnastics? We were talking about gymnastics. The last thing you said was that you were going to check her out. That's all you said. So what else about gymnastics were you saying?
Well, I was gonna lead into... Gymnastics is such a, like, bizarre sport. I mean, it's not bizarre. It's, like, really beautiful. But it's one of those things where, like, you either are one or you're not. You can either do those things or you can't.
You really have to be doing it from, like, a really young age. Like, you can't just decide. It's not the kind of thing... It's really specific. It's like... It's not the kind of thing you can want to do professionally and not start when you're really young. Yeah, like if you're already in your teens and you want to be a gymnast, nah, you pick something else. Like, you need those early years to build that foundation so you can be, you know, at that crazy level.
Good.
Yeah, there's like no way. That's like a life, that's one of those life commitments, to be honest.
I totally 100% agree. I mean, it kind of happened to me. When I was 13, I became interested in it. And they wouldn't even train me. They were like, you're how old? And let me look at you. Oh, yeah, no. Like, not, like, how do I put it? It's the kind of thing where you just, you kind of have to start when you're 5. And you have to have that fearlessness, you know, like that early on. To even have a chance of being good.
That's true.
So what do you think happens with, what's his face, Epstein?
What do you mean?
He died. Apparent suicide?
Cool. Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
You can tell me about it if I don't know. I mean, you can do that. You can tell me about it. Like I told you about a bunch of stuff. If I don't know, you can tell me. Hi.
Alright, well...
Jeez, do you really give up that easily? No answer. Right?
Well, I'm trying to frame it in a way that makes sense. So, do you remember
You gotta give me the deep lore.
Jeffrey
I
Epstein?
don't. You gotta give me the deep lore. I only know
He
him by
was,
name, but I don't remember the case or why he was, you know, why he was arrested or why there was no one watching the man in his cell aside from Stevie Wonder. Yeah, you gotta give me the deep lore.
Stevie
Clearly,
Wonder?
he was on watch.
Well, I mean, he was in jail, awaiting trial. Oh jeez, what am I doing? And maybe a couple of months ago, he was found in his cell with marks around his neck, which everyone thought was weird because he didn't have any indication of being like suicidal, and yet there he was. So he was on watch, and he was found dead this past weekend after an apparent suicide, which raised a lot of questions because he was supposedly being watched every 20 minutes. He didn't have a cellmate, and there was nothing in his cell that he could have used to do that in the first place. So how did he even die? Did he even kill himself? Was it a suicide? It's kind of a mystery right now. They're trying to figure it out.
Well, what exactly did they find?
Okay, well, he was found dead in his cell. They tried to revive him. He had apparently choked to death, but like there was nothing in his cell that he could do that with.
That's it?
He wasn't suicide. Yes, they found him dead with marks around his neck, like he had choked to death. But they like, imagine if they find a body and they look like they choked to death, but there are no ropes. There's nothing to indicate how he actually was able to do that. And that happened before. They found him in his cell. He had like marks around his neck, but it wasn't clear if he had done that to himself or if someone had attacked him and he wasn't saying anything. So, I mean, given the nature of... Do you know why he was in jail?
No. I said I needed the deep lore.
No?
I said to you like 5 minutes ago, I have no idea who he is, what he did, why he was being held. I think you got hung up on the Stevie Wonder part of it, but no, I don't know anything about this.
Stevie
Yes,
Wonder?
I made a Stevie Wonder joke. I said Stevie Wonder was clearly watching him in his cell. I think you got hung up on that part, and not the part where I said I didn't know anything.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's been accused of trafficking underage girls.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was a well-known financier.
Oh God, it's always.
So the going theory, yeah, the going theory is that they killed him because they were powerful people who he trafficked for, who don't want him to say anything in exchange for getting a lighter sentence or, you know, in exchange for, you know, anything. The going theory is that he was murdered in jail to keep him quiet. Yes. That's pretty crazy. But you know what I think is really interesting? I feel like, you know how at the beginning of a decade there's always something really big that happens, like a big scandal or something that shakes up kind of the status quo? I feel like this may be gearing up to one of them. You know how at the beginning of the 90s had like O.J. Simpson?
I'm listening.
Okay. I know, it's like a great murder mystery right now. I wish there was some way to get the
Did
clues.
they say anything about...
We could do like...
Did they say anything about like what the marks were? Were they hand marks? Were they like rope marks?
No, they didn't. Yeah. All they've been saying is, you know, it's an apparent suicide. And they're only saying that because there were marks around his neck and he didn't have a cellmate, you know? No one was sharing a cell with him, so it's not like that person could have done it. And he was already on suicide watch. So he was supposed to be being watched every 20 minutes. There was supposed to be someone watching him.
I mean, maybe someone in the prison got him. I mean, they don't really take well to
Yeah.
You know, of all the things that people can do, that's usually the one thing that people do not, that is the line that even murderers have. Like, yeah,
True.
man, I killed them all, skinned them, and wore the skin as a funny hat. Wait, what? You did what? You were trafficking what? Oh, no. He's got to be canceled. We got to cancel him prison style. Like, there's no hashtags here, okay? I mean, that's very interesting. The timing of the death also seems a little too convenient. If you ask. I mean, I don't know.
And mind you, though, he was awaiting trial. Like, that's what's interesting about it. Like, yeah, you're right. And that people, you know, when they go to jail, you know, like legit jail, other inmates get them. But he was not convicted. He was being held for trial.
Wait, what?
No.
Your voice cut out when you were saying that. I didn't hear the other half.
So he actually was. He was awaiting trial. So he was not in like Gen Pop. He was being held. So it's not like other prisoners had access to him, is what I'm saying.
I mean, unless they smuggled in a pack of smokes in one of their cavities for a favor. I don't know. Maybe I've watched too many movies. I'm sorry. Nobody's making prison hooch in their toilet and, you know, bartering it for 2 seconds, for 2 minutes with Jeremy Epstein. So they could put the marks on them.
I mean, maybe. I feel like it had to be like one of the guards. Because they were the only ones really with access.
Show me what you are.
Oh, you don't think it's weird that he, for the second time, was found with marks around his neck and no one could figure out where they came from?
I mean, I don't think it's weird, but there's enough coincidence on deck to make a pretty strong conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh dear, maybe it was translucent. Like, I don't even know what the possibility could be. When you told me that, I thought you were going to say he was in Gen Pop, but if he wasn't, then okay.
Yeah, no, he was being held because he had not gone to trial yet. He was accused of, you know, trafficking minors.
Somebody didn't want to be exposed for something, because these things rarely happen in isolation. I doubt he was some trafficking mastermind entirely on his own. You know what I mean? Heads were very likely gonna roll. Heads were very likely gonna roll. Somebody wanted their head intact. Is all I'm saying. How are we not taking out these shields? I think Fatal Attack is slacking on us, because you have the Graviton Lance. And I'm using the Monarch and the Hammerhead. These are really powerful void weapons. What's this potato using? Hey buddy, can you stop using the Crimson? And he's a Dawn Blade. See, this is why. He's a Crimson wielding Dawn Blade. That's why. During Void Burn, you absolute Muppet. Alright, for Destiny 3, I want a matchmaking filter. I want to be like looking for a Titan who uses exotics. Yeah, who has multiple, like, who has several subclasses. Like, I want a granular matchmaking search feature, because this random potato thing is killing me. I did not put that I wanted a kinetic weapon using Dawn Blade in my Void Burn Strike. I did not say I wanted this. But we got him anyway. Okay, mistakes were made. They do a world of help for Gambit too, let me tell you. How in the dick? Oh, I'm alive. Very nice.
Like
Okay.
Hmm.
A never-ending dance. Potatoes. Okay, guess what? I have one more. One more stripe. You down for one more strike?
Of course.
Down for one more
Of course.
strike?
Let's get you them
Okay,
blues.
okay.
Is that the last thing you have to do before you go blue?
That is the last thing
Let's
I need
do the damn thing. I can't even believe you asked that question. What stream is this? Did you not see the thumbnail?
It's the expert.
Did you not see the thumbnail though?
Oh man.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. What? What's the matter?
You are taking crazy pills. I just need some water.
You need to get some water, you said?
Yeah.
Go do the damn thing. You know you have time to float around in orbit.
I know.
Go on, get out there. Get them cheeks. Actually, I'm gonna do the same thing. I did not go for my usual ice run. Speak of the devil. Ugh. The inverted spire. Love it.
You know, it's appropriate that this would be the last one.
Yeah?
My scouts report
Oh, I don't know about you, but I am definitely going for that first floor kill.
I believe the Legion is responsible.
Because it's just hilarious. I didn't even think it was possible until I saw it happen.
Huh. Even their scientists are bullies.
Here, it's possible.
Just madness. Saw Tefty Teft do it. Back when the Ikelos shotgun was broken, he waited until Solar Burn. He and his teammates walked up to the boss and killed him in like 30 seconds. Like, really?
Wow, seriously?
Yeah, that shotgun used to be obscene. It was like the Gallarhorn of shotguns. I'm not even joking. I used to see LFGs for like Escalation Protocol, and that was like, if you don't have the Ikelos shotgun, we're not letting you in. It's like, damn, really?
Damn.
That's why Bungie nerfed it and made it void. It used to only drop as solar, and it was incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But then they nerfed it and they made it void, so people wouldn't use it to obliterate bosses anymore. Now, if you did get the gun already, they didn't mess with it. But any further drops of that gun are void. Oh my god, you're all the way back there. Why are you even back there? Where are you? Where did you go? Where are you? You're not even on the
I tried.
Where did you, what? How do you keep getting lost in these strikes? Where were you going? To Artifact's Edge? But did you forget why we were here?
We just had a slight misadventure.
Look at you. You're going to the cistern. Oh my gosh. By the gods.
It was a misadventure.
Oh, was it? Is that what they told you? Is that what the architects told you?
The waterfall of Vex.
Yeah,
milk.
Yeah, it said it was.
Dear, the
residential.
Vex Milk Lake is this way. Olympus would be that way.
What?
I was quoting Hercules.
Uh.
How dare you? That was my punchline. That's alright. I'm telling James Woods that you messed up his quote.
I mean, I didn't.
Totally
do that.
did. You cut me off right at the Olympus line. Do you not realize that Hades is responsible for the first instance of what are those? He even said it about a pair of shoes. Alright, you don't remember? Alright, so he finds out Hercules is still alive and like famous and a celebrity, and he's like walking around talking about life. Like, who is this kid and how is he still alive? And while he's like ranting, he looks down at, I forgot his name, but the one that's Bobcat, the imp. And he looks down at him and he's like,
Yeah.
what are those? And he's wearing like a pair of Air Hercs. He's like, I don't know, man. I thought they were just kind of comfy. And Hades flips out. Dude, that was the first ever recorded instance of what are those? And it was in the 90s.
Wow, that's a deep cut.
Well, you know the funniest thing is that the meme didn't actually come from that, but it's still
Right.
like the joke technically it was a
Existed
what are
back
those
then.
moment
Failsafe, you're all cozy
before
in
we
your data
even knew
room.
what it was.
Any
Yeah.
advice on an
Never
energy
say
shield?
that Disney's animated
Wow.
features aren't
The
ahead of their
nearby Vex
time.
constructs maintain that barrier.
They even
Well, I
they
couldn't-
even
were.
predict memes.
Okay, we'll shoot them.
I did run into someone who strongly disliked the Emperor's New Groove, though, and you know, I respect his opinion, but I'm honestly
These
baffled.
people have no.
I'm honestly baffled because he has extremely good taste. I need to mine that opinion just a little bit more because he didn't go into detail, but you know how I feel about that movie, so I was quite taken aback. Wait, are you dead?
Yes. I had to bring myself back because no one bothered to revive
Everyone else
me.
is playing the mission and not dying. Or getting lost. We're gonna have to take your year 4 card. That's it.
Friendly query. What have you done to attract such hostile species to my planet?
Rest easy, Failsafe. The Guardian has this.
What do you think Destiny 3 is gonna be like?
You know what's funny? I gotta take the Luke Smith. I gotta take the Luke Smith route and say I don't know because Destiny 2 still has so much potential at this point that I'm not really even thinking about what a sequel could bring to the table. You know what I mean? Like between
Okay.
Armor 2.0, Shadowkeep, the new structure of the company, and the way they're going to distribute their content, and I feel like even without a numbered sequel, we are on the cusp of the future of Destiny either way. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be Destiny 3, but it already
sure.
feels like this is a new chapter
Friendly
for the
suggestion.
franchise, even though it's still
Drop
Destiny
them
2 technically.
first, Cap.
So I'm just
That's
really
true.
curious to see how Shadowkeep is going to turn out, and especially how its endgame is going to play out. I mean, even right now, for the first time, and Zed brought this up earlier, there's actually too many things to do. He was
That's
very
very
damn,
true.
you know, I almost missed the old content schedule because now I have so much shit to do that I don't think I can do it all. And it's true. It's
That's true.
You know, we're in the midst of a new Destiny, and new Destiny is just around the corner. So, if you were to ask me what I would expect from a Destiny 3, I would say I'm still processing everything Destiny 2 has to offer because, to be honest, its first year was a lot of missed potential. and we only started to really assert it during Forsaken. You know, and I mean in terms of everything, in terms of lore, in terms of storytelling, in terms of endgame, and you know, quests, missions, unlockables. Like, there's, wow, it's a very different game than the one it was 2 years ago. I mean, there wasn't even a lore tab when it launched.
Is true.
You know? Like, the lore tab didn't come until Forsaken.
Just so you know, I have
That is
detected
true.
a massive Vex energy signature.
I mean,
And the only way to reach it is down past
this,
those
I was
giant
just looking at
pointy
my
drill
vault
bits.
earlier today, and there was like this old
Good.
armor that I just don't even look at anymore. That's like, man, that feels like relics from another time.
Yeah. I was looking at my Solstice armor from last year, and I kind of felt that way, 'cause it's like, it's capped at 400, and I was like, oh wow, I remember that. You can't infuse it.
400 feels sick.
Doesn't it?
This drill?
Yeah.
If I were them, I'd want it gone.
I think we saw like a preview screen of some sort. I remember I saw a weapon at 750, and I was like, geez, is it really gonna go that high? And here we are. You know what that means, though, right? Now when Shadowkeep comes out, it's gonna be 800.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I bet we're gonna hit 1,000 before Destiny 2 reaches the end of its life cycle. And to that note, I wonder what they're gonna do with that. It's an exciting time. I wonder if we're gonna get to keep anything, you know? Monster Hunter World just had a new expansion that's practically new game size called Iceborne. And you're using your same character and everything, you know? You're just doing the thing.
Wow, that's cool.
That game also was a shining example of how to do live services right, by the by. All of the expansions were free. The content was fantastic. The guest characters and what they brought to the game were very unexpected, surprising, and well thought out. I mean, dear, Geralt of Rivia was in the game. That's the protagonist of The Witcher 3. That's who Henry Cavill is playing on Netflix soon. Yes, I know. Let me think.
Guardian down.
The second fall of the stream.
I just got slammed. No, I just got slammed into the
Second
wall.
splat of the stream. What else was like? Oh yeah. Also they had a Devil May Cry expansion. That was great.
It just happened again. What the heck?
Guardian.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
There was a Devil May Cry expansion where you could craft armor that would make you look like Dante and even make Alistair. Yeah, they were.
Really? That's
they
cool.
just, over time and without any season pass or extra money, they just kept adding new monsters and new weapons and eventually new areas to the game. That game was really fun. I wish we had played it a little bit more. I was really into it when it was out. I mean, I could be into it again, given that if I turn it on now, there's probably so much new crap going on that I have a whole new game to play. But remember when we hunted the bat thing? Jessica, you have to hit your jets. Stop hitting the cold, hard rock at full speed. You have feet jets. Feet jets. Feet jets.
I remember doing that
Feet
before.
jets.
You have feet jets.
I've been doing this since the game came out, because the first time I did that and let the controller go, I slammed into a wall and died. It's been like this since year one.
I don't remember.
And you have
that.
been extraordinarily lucky for years. Bless your soul. But Bungie has now taken off your plot armor, and now you gotta activate your feet boots, okay? Feet boots. Feet boots. But yeah.
Damn you, feet
Remember when we fought the bat thing? Remember the big fuzzy bat thing? Remember when we had to hunt that thing down? It took us like a half an hour to hunt it. You feel so accomplished after every little thing in Monster Hunter. Remember when we were fighting the bat thing and then some electric thing came out and just started fighting it? And we're like, what was it? It was the T-Rex looking thing. We were like, So should we like watch, or do we do we want to let them hash this out, or
stay out of this one?
This seems like a tale as old as time. Beauty and the Beast reference. Like, I feel like this rivalry between their species has been going on for a minute. That was actually one thing I really loved about Monster Hunter World. Is that its world wasn't just a backdrop, it was actually a living ecosystem. It was like, shit just happens.
That was pretty cool.
One minute you're hunting a thing, you might run into something else, you know. You might fall down a weird path and discover something. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe just when you least expected it, that one monster carrying that one pelt that you needed to complete your butt flap just happened to appear. And you got distracted. You know, what are you gonna do? I love that game. That game was so good.
Do you think Destiny's gonna have guest characters?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. That's it. I mean, I feel like that's something that's entirely up to them. Oh shit! No! No! Ah! We did it! We killed it!
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
If you didn't notice, I fell, and I thought I was gonna die. But then when I realized we killed it, I was like, "Oh, I'm not dead." And you noticed I didn't die.
We're good.
That was good. But yeah, I feel like that's entirely up to them. But I don't know how many franchises can organically, you know, integrate themselves into Destiny. You know, Geralt of Rivia is pretty cool because he comes from an RPG with mythical beasts in it. You know, and Devil May Cry, that speaks for itself. I mean, have you seen some of the things Dante fights? Oh, and they had a, well, here's something interesting. They had a mega huge collaboration with Square Enix because Final Fantasy XIV found its way into Monster Hunter World at one point. You could turn your cat into you could make your cat a Moogle suit. They had bosses and characters from the game in Monster Hunter. Like, have you ever seen an MMO collaborate with another MMO like that?
No,
that's literally their competition. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like the only franchises that could probably integrate with Destiny belong to companies who may or may not have an interest in doing so. Now, would I say that Microsoft would be completely opposed to lending the Master Chief or someone over? No. But I also realize that Monster Hunter is very malleable and is very open-ended as far as the way it's portrayed and its story. And I think Destiny might be a little bit too focused on its lore to break it like that with meta jokes, like on that level.
Yeah,
like
that's
that would. It's the kind of thing that would like raise all of the unnecessary questions. Like, you don't really think that about, say, a game like Monster World or Final Fantasy because its world is portrayed as open-ended, and even though it has contained storylines within it, it's not entirely story-driven. If Master Chief suddenly appeared in Destiny, I'd have questions. There'd have to be lore reasons.
I'd be like, wait.
There'd have to be like he'd have to have so much just to be a part of the game that it would probably go beyond a cameo. Although I will entirely credit their tenure at Activision, or I don't know, because there's a bunch of Borderlands jokes in this game. For the exceptionally eagle-eyed, there's a bunch of Borderlands like Easter eggs in this.
Like Hyperion Corporation.
The Hyperion weapon crate, yeah. The fact that the what is it? The boop cannon looks like a Hyperion weapon. Even down to the reloading animation. It's modeled after a Hyperion pistol. I took pictures of it. I don't know if they're still on my Instagram, but I took pictures of them both and I was like, look at this. Why do they look alike? Did Hyperion make this? I got to have a little. I got to have a nice little bit of nerd paralysis there and freak out, you know. Oh my god.
What?
Nothing. Nothing. I'll be alright.
We
drove the Red Legion out. We'll do the same to the Leaven.
Oh no, my postmaster's out of space again. I'm not a fan of this system at all. I'm gonna need a patch to just route lost items somewhere else. I lost a bunch of 750 weapons because I just left them at the postmaster and forgot they were there, and then they got replaced by a bunch of blues. Yeah. And what's crazy is that they start from the top. When they start replacing your postmaster items, they start from the top. So if there's something that's been in there a while, they'll start deleting those. I had like 6 750 level weapons just sitting in the postmaster because I kept forgetting to grab them. And then when we started doing the EAZ and grinding for the armor, there were just so many blues I didn't bother to pick up and dropped weapons that it just ate all of them. Yeah.
Wow.
It's rough out here in them streets. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yay! Oh my god. That's crazy. There's like explosions? Elemental orbs, okay. Mini bosses? Okay, Guardians defeated with Gambit matches. Just any challenges, okay.
Oof, that took longer than I thought it would.
Okay, what happened?
I mean, I don't want to say it on stream, but I've been sitting here for a while. I'll leave it at that. I've just been sitting here a while. Since like 8 o'clock. Because I was doing the decode from like 8:15 until I met up with you. As this 2 streams back to back. You know what it's like to be on for like 4 hours?
Okay.
You better believe I was on for the decode stream. I was on, okay?
You're on.
I gotta bring that to the table, okay? Gotta bring it to the table. What's up? You got it?
Nice. Yeah, I got it. Man, it is grindy.
She's blue, la blah dee da blah da, and it is grindy as shit. Now you see why I was sitting on so many bounties? Yeah.
So that's not even the worst of it, actually. I mean, that whole thing with the mini bosses, still 100 of them, according to this.
Lord Jesus. Alright, they nerfed something. I don't remember which one it was then, but they nerfed something. Oh wow, at least I got a little over 400 playlist strike orbs from everything we were doing. We're gonna have to hit the EAZ like crazy though. Look at this. There's an EAZ elemental orbs one. Solar weapon final blows.
There's EAZ mini
and EAZ
bosses.
chests looted. We may have to have like an EAZ day. And then there's Gambit weapons. And at least for me, Guardians defeated with arc weapons. At a 75.
For me, it's Guardians defeated with solar weapons.
Sunshot. Sunshot 'em.
Yeah.
Merciless maybe.
And what do you call it? I like the Merciless. I was using it before. High. You gotta kill 300 high.
Okay, that ain't nothing. That's escalation protocol right there. Boom.
Yeah,
that's one good run of escalation protocol right there. We got that. That's easy. We can do that.
Solar 500 orbs from playlist.
25 patrols on IO. What the shit?
500 solar orbs from playlist.
Okay.
Just,
Hun. Put it in perspective. I have 443 void orbs after everything we just did. When we started, I was at 0. Just go in. What is it? Did it say with void? Did you say void or arc?
Solar.
Solar?
Solar. Yeah, solar.
Well, you could be a I guess you got it. You could Dawn Blade it up. Yeah, you could Dawn Blade it up and maybe use the air variation so you could just smack things. I mean, at least it does multiple kills. Again, we could probably do that in, what's it called?
Escalation protocol?
Maybe. Oh god, I need, okay, this is the real ass pull. Solar, 200 solar melee final blows.
Let's get started.
Wow.
Well, there's a wrinkle that we can, huh? Well, I was gonna say there's a wrinkle there.
Melee everything in the face.
Well, no, not even. Okay, listen. An uncreative person would say, "Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna turn on the burn and just try and kill everybody with the melee." No.
There would be nothing to
You forget about the new subclass, the new solar subclass, with the burning maul. The what is it called? It's called the Code of the Devastator. Remember, he has a throwable mallet that he can pick back up. That technically counts. That technically counts as a solar melee kill. So it may not be entirely bad. As long as I can keep myself, as long as I can keep picking my hammer back up, that might not be too terrible. And the hammer bounces, so I mean, it could bounce and hit somebody else. Who knows? Clearly, I'm going to be adept with the hammer by the end of this. God. I mean, how do you think I got around arc final blows? You know I ran around just headbutting everything because of the helmet. I was just headbutting everything when we were playing Gambit. So, I don't know. These advanced stratagems and more on the next episode of the expert playlist, where now that we are blue. Okay. The grind has begun anew.
Oh, jeez.
Clearly, I'm a poet.
It's true. You are.
It's gonna be a yeah. I don't know. You think we should tackle the EAZ next time?
Get a little joy.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta get that out of the way
Apparently,
first.
this event ends on the 27th, so the clock is ticking on our purple life. But I think we can do it.
I think so too.
Maybe not majestic. I can't even comprehend what that might entail, but I think we can definitely get to legendary. Because if we at least get to...
What is even majestic?
If you can look online, but it looks like the perfect version of the armor with these crazy glowing highlights.
Oh, I've seen some people with them.
That's the majestic tier. But legendary, at the very least, will put us into Shadowkeep with armor that'll be integrated into Armor 2.0.
Ooh.
It is Armor 2.0, so we'll be able to run into Shadowkeep, you know, like true badasses.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I'm excited about this.
I think we'll see where it goes. It's about to be very exciting. But we'll save that for the next expert playlist. Thank you for watching the grind, both of them. Hope you enjoyed today's bonus episode. My cheeks are entirely fried, but I do it for y'all.
That's a lie.
What do you mean that's a lie?
Lies.
Okay, I guess I'm not doing this for... I guess I'm doing this for myself. That's why I stream it, so that I can watch it alone. Put some respect on my name, please. Where are you? I'm about to give you all the shoulders. Where are you? Don't you hide behind the postmaster. Don't you claw at me, Lady God. Listen. Here, help me push her off the tower. There's a pocket, and she's clearly out of it.
It's easy math, Guardian.
So you're gonna push me
I'm
up
about to give you the
stairs,
Gaul Red War boot. Yeah, Lady Gaga would like to have a word with you about these moves. About these dance moves. You seem to be
Today is your day.
Look at this.
2 hours to the wall.
Why is this so difficult?
2 hours back.
About to make a bad romance with you. Well, when they said table service, I didn't quite have this in mind. Oh no! Oh, she did the meme. She did the meme.
Jumped off the stage.
I'm not trying to get tackled by Quentin Tarantino's lawyers.
That's true. They will.
It's very nice, though. I love how you always deploy your new emotes on me without any build-up. I'll just be standing here minding my own business, and you'll just start sprinkling salt on me, and I'm just like, what? Okay, you win. You win today.
We've had quite the year.
You win today. The confused meme. Thank you.
I was just hoping you'd stop by.
Thank you for that.
It's a family philosophy.
What?
No.
Always another mile, and forever another
Did you just mimic my sigh? You
No.
totally did.
Don't know where my
You are
I
the
didn't.
repeat cheeks. Where are you?
I am not.
I mean, you look. I mean, I was there. Then you were like here, and you did the. You know what? Just can't even. We're very confused right now. I just don't even know how to. Wow. I mean, wow. I'm surrounded by crowds.
Oh.
All right, you. You know what to say to the people. You know what to say to them.
Well, they enjoyed what they saw today, they should also join us on the Insta-tweets. What are Insta-tweets, you ask? I don't know. It's Instagram and Twitter if you're over 55. But for everyone else, you can just go to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and the YouTube, and the very soon to be remodeled
.com.
Yep.
Oh, he got the armor. He's wearing the Majestics.
Ooh, he's wearing the Majestic.
This Void Warlock over here.
Oh yeah, look at him.
Got the glowing shoulders, the glowing helmet, the glowing gauntlets, the glowing boots. Even his butt is glowing. He is head to toe.
Wow, that is some majestic banana boat.
He definitely got on the banana boat with that one. Ooh, look at that. Majestic, 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 majestic. Versace, Versace. Alright. Anyway. What? Bro, you got the legendary version of the Polaris Lance on the what? But you majestic though. How'd you even? Alright, we're getting majestic armor, that's it. This will not stand to pass. I cannot waving my shoulder at somebody. Alright. With all of that having been said, and this gentleman receiving the shouldering of a lifetime. #salt. That concludes tonight's expert playlist. Thank you for watching.
Man, that's
thank you.
Crazy, majestic, and sanitized.
It's really nice looking. Good night, you grindy creatures. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Good night.
With more grind.
We've had quite the year, haven't we?
She was checking his armor while dancing Bad Romance, but little did she know the penguin was doing the dance.
I mean, that just looks really cool.
I'm jumping off the tower again.
Okay, sorry. Why?
Just jumping off again. I can't take this.